I've tested several funnels over the last few months and have generated close to seven figures in sales for ourselves and our clients combined. And today I'm going to be showing you the exact funnel that will take your business to $100,000 per month. And I'll be showing you how to generate traffic, nurture leads, and also convert those leads in this entire funnel, right? And so as you can see here, these are our wins from our partners. So Jasper Hingen's 56K MRR, 30K core sales. I think our best month was close to 70K. We're on track to hit 100K per month. Aaron hit 49K in 41 days. And then Jason Lee, we launched with him maybe a few days ago. And within the first day of actually taking sales calls, we already cash collected $6,750, right? And then we also have about 1.2K in low ticket payments with around like 1K MRR, right? And so this is just the first day of taking sales calls. Imagine the first week, right? And we're expected to scale Jason all the way to $50,000 per month and more, right? And this is more W's from our other partners, 56K in 12 days after launch. And so as you can see here, this is the proof. We launched him in August. Now in the past 7 days, I think like last week, cash collected almost $20,000. So he's still printing after launch. And that's how we do it, right? And this is the entire funnel that we use to actually get these type of results. And today I want you to understand three simple things to any successful funnel, right? Is one, generating traffic. So finding a way to actually get attention in this day and age, right? So that's creating content, running ads on maybe let's say IG, Facebook, YouTube, etc. Right? So that's generating traffic. Then you want to nurture leads because we live in a trust recession in 2024, right? And pretty much in this whole world, right? People need trust to buy things because people have been scammed, they've been getting ripped off, and the best creators in an industry usually get the most sales, right? Because they're the one with the most content out there to educate people on their solution, and they're the ones nurturing leads at scale, right? So I'm going to be showing you how to actually nurture leads, and then that makes the whole conversion process super, super easy, right? People just want to hand over their money to you because they know exactly how you can help them, your results that you've generated, and the exact process of your solution, right? And so converting leads is super, super easy. And so this is the entire funnel right here. I'm going to be breaking down everything step by step. So first of all, you need a way to generate traffic. So like I mentioned, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, other traffic sources are like Twitter, right? Also known as X, and LinkedIn. And so these three platforms right here, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, you can run ads on these platforms to generate more traffic. But the best place to start is organic traffic, right? So that's building an audience on these platforms. If I had to start from the very beginning, I would definitely focus on these two platforms right here, YouTube and Instagram. They have generated me the most sales. They have generated my clients the most sales. That's what I've seen worked really, really well. YouTube is definitely king though, because people can consume hours and hours of your content and it's evergreen, right? It lives forever. Your YouTube videos live forever, whereas a 60-second, 30-second reel won't live for that long, right? Um, it'll die in like, let's say a few months, right? People will just forget about it, and even a few weeks, right? And I didn't mention TikTok in here because just like the TikTok leads are very, very low. They're people who are on there just to doom scroll, brain rot. It's terrible, right? So don't build an audience on TikTok. Build an audience on these platforms right here. They're the most powerful, right? With all of this attention that you're generating, you want to be able to send that somewhere. So somewhere where you can ideally collect data, nurture leads, and eventually be able to funnel all of that traffic into somewhere, right? You want to be able to own the attention and, like I said, send that traffic to somewhere, which it could be like a paid offer, right? Which I'll explain how we do it in a second. So right here in the free community, you can host it on School, WAP. I like to host it on School because it has the DM feature, and yeah, I just have used it more and am more experienced with it, right? And so you want to be able to give away free resources in the free school to be able to nurture people. So that's like maybe creating like a mini course, a masterclass. You can add in other lead magnets in there that you may have to generate leads. So they need to have an incentive to join the free school community, right? They're not just going to join the free school community because you told them to. They need an extra push, maybe like a free course, etc. Right? They need these free resources to be able to have a reason to join, right? Furthermore, it's an amazing nurturing tool. And the results of Google study is that they found that consumers spend an average of 7 hours researching before making a purchase. So that could be like watching your content on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, etc. Spending 7 hours watching your content. And that could also include like the free course that you make, the lead magnets that you make in the free school community, right? Or the free community overall. Then they found out that consumers interact with a brand 11 times, right? And so, how do we actually do this in the funnel? That's through content, that's an extra touch point, DMs, that's an extra touch point, commenting on their actual post in the free community. That's the touch point. And so all of these touch points build up to 11 touch points, which allow the consumer to purchase whatever you're offering really, really easy because they're already educated. They've interacted with your brand, for 7 hours across 11 touch points and eventually across 4 locations, which I'm going to explain right now, right? And so consumers interact with a brand across 4 different locations or platforms. We're just going to focus on platforms because this is a digital business that you're building, right? You probably won't contact them at a physical location. Across 4 different platforms, that could be, social media platforms, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and then another platform would be the free community, right? All of these different touch points across platforms build up to really nurture the leads, right? So that's the 7-11-4 rule, and that's why this whole entire process right here of nurturing the leads will be critical to your success, right? And so you can also host webinars, live events to drive traffic to your paid offers. And so that's what we did for Jesper. And I think the best webinar we did with him was actually in his paid community. So you can run this, webinar thing in free school communities, paid school communities, whatever, right? And we actually collected almost $20,000, or I think over $20,000 in about a span of like a day. So in the first hour, we collected around, 18, 19K. And then the day after, we got some extra sales. And so another way we're going to actually leverage this free community is by leveraging appointment setters to book calls for us so that we can close them on the high ticket offer, right? And so that's how we leverage the free school community or free WAP community. These are just the platforms that I really, really like. But I use School the most. So I'm going to vouch for School too. Okay. Once you have people inside our free community, you're providing value, you're nurturing these guys up after maybe a few days, a few weeks, a few months, whatever. Now it's time to actually monetize off that attention. Now we want to send them down a VSL funnel, right? So the VSL funnel looks something like this. They opt in, they watch the video sales letter, they apply to work with you, and if they're qualified, they can book a call. They get sent to a thank you page. They watch a video, which kind of explains the next steps, your roadmap, etc., to be pre-sold before the actual sales call. They take the sales call and then they close, right? If they're actually unqualified on the application, they get downsold. They can buy the one-time offers. If they buy the downsells, get sent to the thank you page, and then we can upsell these low ticket buys into the high ticket later on with like a setter, email sequence, etc. Right? I'm going to be explaining it more in depth right now to you, but that is just a high level overview. Okay, so once you have all of this attention on the free school, you redirect them into the VSL funnel, which first starts with an opt-in, right? So in this opt-in page, you'll have your headlines. So you'll have a top headline which kind of calls out the audience. So for XYZ avatar, let's just take a drop shipping offer as an example. So at the top, you could say for aspiring and existing dropshippers, right? And then the main headline, which is going to talk about kind of like your offer in the time frame with your unique mechanism. And you can also mention your guarantee as well in here, right? So it could be like, learn how to make $10,000 per month with our, Google Ads system in 3 months, guaranteed, right? And then down here is like the third kind of sub headline. You're going to be including a without statement, right? So what do I mean by this? A without statement is like a statement where you mention you can get all of these things right here, and then this line it says without having XYZ things that they dislike. So it could be like without having any prior experience or spending a lot of money on ads, right? That's a without statement. And so by adding a without statement, it kind of overcomes objections to be able to have a stronger offer, right? And then they'll be able to press a button to actually get the free training on how to, learn how to get this desired outcome, right? That you've promised them. And so the pop-up form is going to look something like this. It's going to have their name, email, phone number inputs that they have to put in there. Once they've done that, you should have appointment setters dialing them immediately or within the first 5 minutes, ideally, right? To contact them, make sure that they've watched the video sales letter, and to potentially book them on a sales call if they're qualified, right? We also have email sequences to get them to watch the VSL. And so this is about like a 6-day email sequence. You can have it more, you can have it shorter. We like to do 6 days. And so pretty much what these emails do is that they just push people to watch the VSL, right? And so you're constantly tackling different pain points in these emails. And so in the beginning, you can introduce yourself, you can talk about your story, just get them, get them aware of who you are. And then in these later emails, you can start talking about the offer and start promoting it, pushing people to the VSL, right? And this VSL is extremely, extremely important in this entire funnel because it nurtures leads, right? And it does this by extracting the lead's pain points, which is their current situation. And then it also nurtures by extracting the lead's desire by creating a gap from their current situation to their desired situation, right? You also want to explain your story and how you were able to get the dream outcome that you're promising them. This way they can see you as the authority figure, someone to follow, someone to potentially buy off of. And then a very good VSL would explain your unique mechanism or your unique solution to the lead's pain points. And then at the end, you would offer a chance for them to book a call, right? And so this part right here of explaining your unique solution is extremely important because that's going to make you stand out from everyone else that's, maybe offering the same desired outcome as you, making $10,000 per month online, for example, because there's like a million ways to make $1 million, right? And so why should they go with your solution and not your competitor's solution? So this is where you're going to be explaining why your solution or is way different than all the other competitors in this space, right? Why your exact process is the best way. And that's what you need them to believe. The VSL is just human psychology. You're pretty much instilling beliefs that they need to believe to be able to buy into your product, right? And so you do this by, hitting on these points right here, okay? And so once you've built up that gap and that desire for them to take action, what they're going to do is press this button right here to apply to work with you. And from here, they're going to be sent to an application page. On this application page, it's going to have a ton of qualifying questions in order for you to determine if they're actually qualified enough to, buy into a high ticket offer, or if they're not, then you want to send them to the downsells, right? And so another thing I want to add in here as well is that you can have email sequences for qualified leads but didn't book, right? And so this is just an email sequence, just sending people back into the calendar page where they can, again, book a call with you and eventually hop on a call, see if they qualify for the high ticket, and then you can close them, right? Eventually, later down the line, you should have email sequences for unqualified leads that didn't buy the downsell, just pushing people back up into the downsell page where they can buy the low ticket offer and eventually be upsold into the high ticket, right? But first, I'm going to be talking about what happens if a lead is qualified, right? If a lead is qualified for the high ticket offer, maybe that could be like 2,000, 3,000 or more. You might have a question talking about like the budget. How much do you have set aside to invest into yourself to achieve XYZ dream outcome, right? That could be one of your financially qualifying questions. And let's say they put an option that they have, over $2,000. That means they're qualified for your high ticket offer. What you would do is you would send them to the book a call page where they can book a time that works best for them. And then they get sent to a thank you page where it pretty much has a video. And this video is extremely important before the sales calls because it can pre-sell the person on your exact process on how you do things, right? And so in this video, I would explain the next steps and explain the roadmap slash process that you take to be able to generate results for your clients, right? And so by explaining the next steps, that could be like, hey, check your email and just reply yes to the email and to actually confirm it on your calendar, right? If people do that, their short rate will be significantly higher than if they didn't confirm it on their calendar, right? And after you explain the next steps, you want to explain the roadmap slash process. And when you're explaining the roadmap slash process, you could have dot points just explaining, step one, step two, step three of your whole entire process to pretty much pre-sell them on how they're actually going to get results if they join your program, right? Step one could be like, hey, fill out this onboarding form. Once you fill out the onboarding form, we'll have everything that we need to know to be able to build out, XYZ assets. Step two, you take your one-on-one onboarding call with me to run over a game plan and be able to structure the whole customized roadmap to be able to achieve, $10,000 per month with your drop shipping store, right? This is just an example that I'm giving to you. And yeah, you just want to explain your whole roadmap and your process on how you're able to generate results for your clients. That way they can know beforehand, before hopping on the call. That way they're super educated. They know how you get results and they can see that it's different from others, right? And so you also want to have emails and SMS reminding people to actually hop on the call, right? And so you'll have a email sent out immediately after booking in. You can set this up automatically with, Calendly, with Go High Level. And so these are the emails that you want to be sending out before the actual sales call, right? So you want to send out an email immediately after booking in, just like a confirmation, right? And so you want to have an email sending out 24 hours before the call. This again could be another confirmation for them to, let's say, reply, I'll be there, to confirm with you, or else you have to cancel the call, right? That's like something that you can do. And that's something that we've been testing out and it's been working extremely well. People that reply back to that email and say like, I'll be there, will actually have a significantly higher short rate than guys who don't even confirm or reply at all, right? We also include a case study within this email. So that's something that you can do as well. This could be like a client interview to be able to nurture people further, right? Again, 12 hours before the call, you want to send another email, SMS. This time, just with the case study, just nurturing people up before the call, right? Send out an email 1 hour before and an SMS as well, just to remind them. Then you want to send out an email 5 minutes before the call, just telling them to join, okay? And so that's the email process and the SMS process once they book in. And this is real simple, right? You take this call, either this be you or a closer if you're scaling and you can't take the sales call yourself, right? And the thing that people don't really talk about is that you want to have buy now, pay later options, right? This actually increases your average order value because with these buy now, pay later options, like Afterpay, Klarna, etc., you usually can get this on Stripe and other payment processes. But the great thing with these buy now, pay later options is that you get paid the full amount and then the lead or the client pays over time, right? Obviously, you don't want to screw people over if it's like crazy interest. Just be careful with that because you don't want your clients going broke, right? And obviously, you close the deal, you get money, right? Um, this process right here will take you to 50, 100K per month, right? This process right here, I'm just going to highlight it. This process right here, right? You don't even need a down sell to be able to make 100K per month with this whole entire funnel, right? But, if you do want to have an option to serve, other leads who are unqualified for your high ticket offer, what you can do is you can offer them a downsell if they're unqualified on the application page, right? And so on this downsell page, it will usually be a low ticket offer. It will have some order bumps, so options for them to buy additional things by just clicking a checkbox. That could be a simple resource, a simple add-on that would be beneficial for them for the low ticket product, right? And so with the low ticket product, this could be like a course with maybe like a community, right? And maybe like a call a week or a call a month, for example, right? You don't want to give them, you know, full access to you in the low ticket because that's where they would buy the high ticket, right? The high ticket is like one-on-one access to you, group access to you, text message access to you. They're buying the support accountability in the high ticket, or if you're selling a service, they're buying the implementation, right? And so the low ticket should simply get them to get maybe like their first few wins. And, eventually once they run into roadblocks, then it makes sense for them to ascend into the high ticket offer, right? Usually, if it's a downsell that might cost more than like, $100 per month, $200, etc., ideally you want to have a video, right? In this video, you kind of explain the process, you kind of explain what they get. It's like a VSL, right? It's just like a VSL, but for the downsell, right? This VSL, you're selling them on the next step to apply and work with you and book a call. And this step right here is just like a video selling them on the downsell product, right? Let's say, for example, they buy into the downsell offer. Now this is optional, right? You could send them to another page where they're able to buy another offer, which is marketed as like a one-time offer, right? And so with these one-time offers, you significantly increase the average order value because some people will take on this offer. And if you didn't have this offer, right, you wouldn't have collected that extra money, right? So that's why your AOV would increase. And additionally, with some coding and maybe some plugins, you can have like you can make this a one-click upsell. So since you've collected their credit card on the downsell page, once they've bought into that product, once they click this button right here, they can immediately get charged for the one-time offer, right? So that's something that you can implement and that I've seen work extremely, extremely well for these downsell funnels. And so, they could have an option as well just to not buy it. And that could be fine as well, right? And so whether they buy it or not, they get sent to a thank you page, just talking about like next steps. And then you could also give them the option to book a call with you, right? But that's optional, of course. And in the low ticket product, you can make call to actions to actually um, tell people to book a call with you, right? If they need extra help. And so let's just say, for example, the downsell product is just a low ticket school community, right? So if they're unqualified, you send them to low ticket, you send them to a school about page selling them the low ticket monthly membership. They buy in, and then within the course modules, you can make call to actions, like I said, right? And so the cool thing about, hosting it on school is that you can contact them in the school DMs, right? You also have their phone number and their email, which setters can contact them through as well to be able to, potentially book them on a sales call if they're qualified, right? You can also ascend these low ticket buyers through an email sequence, essentially just funneling them back to book a call with you, right? And then potentially buying the high ticket offer. And as you can see here, this whole entire funnel, if you implement it correctly, it could take you to $50,000 per month, like a lot of our clients, and eventually up to $100,000 per month, right? And so I just want to say that you don't need to implement 100% of this funnel. You don't, like, let's say for example you're starting out and you don't want to offer a downsell at the moment. You don't need the downsell, right? If people aren't qualified on the application, then you can just redirect them into the free community to continue being nurtured, telling them, hey, just watch the free resources, make some money to be able to afford the high ticket offer, right? That could be the case. Or it could be the case that you just have this funnel right here, right? The book a call, thank you, call, and then you close, right? This could just be your funnel, and it could easily take you to 5, 10K per month, right? And then eventually, if you want to scale from there, it would be very, very useful to have a VSL and an application so that you can really, really nurture people and build that gap, right? Before the sales call so that converting is really, really easy. And so, yeah, once you have knowledge of your ICP, you've hopped on a lot of sales calls and you really know the pain and the desires of your audience. Crafting the VSL is super, super easy, right? And a lot of creators nowadays just skip out on the free school community and just send people straight to the opt-in. Look, this works as well, but in my opinion, and what I've seen worked well for our clients, is that having a free community really engages, nurtures, and is a way to collect data from your audience that isn't really available with just an opt-in, right? Because with the free community, once they opt into that, obviously you collect the information. Now you give them the option to consume up to 7 hours of your content through free resources like courses, masterclass, lead magnets, etc., to really nurture people, right? And so this is a game changer by having a free community within this whole VSL funnel is really going to take you to $100,000 per month, right? And so if you're a coach, consultant, creator, pretty much anyone with an audience that really wants to have this whole funnel implemented within your business, you can book a call below and we can see if we can help you. All right. But if you enjoy this video and you want me to make more funnel breakdowns, etc., subscribe, like, and I'll see you in the next video.